quicker than versus a little later. Have you basically, we had Mike Green give us a range of prices, but those don't really mean much. What are you thinking?
I was told we were going into closed session.
All right. Whoever gave that, we can talk with you, the council can, but discussions with you have got to be in open session. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we're back.
Okay. Don't ask any question as to what I was told.
Okay. That was a mistake.
That's fine. That's fine.
No big.
Do you want the whole thing?
Let's make sure we're on the same page. That's the whole thing. We have a plat.
Right. Everything.
We have
You
an
want
A
the
and
whole
a
thing?
I'm not going to speak to that.
B. We have an A and a B option that we were reviewing, Jim. One was all of the property that is, I've got maps here if you want to see it.
Tell me quick.
One
Do we
was,
need a motion on which one we want to?
one was the property all to the side plus the R&B to the, I believe that's the, and then the other one is not, it doesn't include this.
Okay.
So we're talking this one.
This.
A.
A is the one we're discussing, yes.
Okay. All right. And what I had told yourself, Adam, when we talked about that, was that 35,000 was the price that you had to do the abstracting, deed preparation, and that I would like, we'd always anticipated to build a house out there. If I'd like water on to the south.
Their piece that would
Parcel.
remain in here over to this end, right?
Right. So you are now here, if water could be, I can show you where, but of this accessible in the ditch here. Follow? Okay? And a perpetual easement, so I could get back to.
Hang on, Jim. I want to see where you want these, just so I can.
You bet, you bet. Perpetual from here. And this line you can't get right there. There's a little building that sits down here, so you can put through that little tube. There.
An easement for what purpose? Just to help me so I can describe it and put it in.
You bet, you bet. Access to the back so I can get to the river.
Is there enough room?
Here. Oh, excuse me, yes.
Is there enough room? I'm just concerned that we have enough to grab.
And I don't, right. And I don't know how close this gets.
Well, that's what we need to know, what you want, so that
Right.
what we.
12 foot?
If there's
16.
If there's 12 foot, that's not a problem.
Right, if we had to move this further, what's that sound? Yeah.
I'd like to have 16, but if we go 12, I think. But this is going to have to not necessarily follow that fence line. It's going to have to come over because there is a ditch here that you couldn't, it's going to have to bend where there's a loop and we can walk down there and I can show
And you can see that our local is up here, so that wouldn't be such a big deal.
Yeah, this is down.
Colin, you want to see this?
Thank you.
You
Just talking about a little
half
ditch
acre or
being
something.
here, so it would have to come
Kind of curve that
curve
way.
down
Oh.
this way.
But of course, our building would be
I
over
wouldn't
here, so
think so.
that really wouldn't.
The
Our
only-
bigger issues back here.
The only two concerns I have from the attorney's standpoint is, at some point in time, somebody's going to have to show us where we want it,
Exactly,
so that we can get some kind of description.
exactly.
And then second of all, make sure your engineer, Snyder, says this isn't going to interfere in any way
Right.
with the project or whatever we may need to do.
And the only other thing, when I said the whole thing, you want to buy everything.
I think all we want to buy is that area outlined in blue.
Right. But what I had, to clarify what I had said to the council before, do you want to buy the whole parcel? I think there's 12.5 acres there. Think about it, let's sell it. But, that's,
Now, what I think the council should do is to go back into closed session so that you can kind of discuss Jim's proposal.
and I'd be very happy to show anybody tomorrow,
Yeah.
or that is. You're not, is it tomorrow? So we don't- Or are you?
Been on the weather. Cornhole any day.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say.
I'm retired on fixed income, I gotta work now.
Yeah. Anyway, right.
That's
so-
what you
so
take it a few
whatever.
different ways.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, why don't we do this, Jim? We'll come back out. If it's tonight, we'll do you the courtesy of calling you, so you don't have to sit in the other room for the next half hour. If we set a price, or a counter offer, or whatever. If we reach a meeting in the minds, I'll just go ahead and call you tomorrow and draw up a real estate contract.
I can call you, 'cause we don't want.
That gives us both.
I'll give you my cell.
One thing that, when you check with me tomorrow, we would like
Do
to,
you need my cell phone?
Hey.
I've given it to you.
Just be on the safe side.
yeah, give it to me. And just-
830-4723.
What we also, another term that you haven't heard about is we'd like to have until April 1st to close on the deal. Give a down payment so we have a binding contract. And have everything, the abstract and all that you want us to do at our expense, we'll take care of that. But it's just, that's one term you hadn't heard and wanted to make sure you heard it tonight. Okay?
We're not talking till April 1st.
The reason is, part of this is federal funding and state funding, and to get all this submitted, approved, and then the funding.
Okay.
So what kind of price would you sell the 12.5 acres for?
75.
Would that be 75 for everything? Or
And no easement,
35 for the back?
and no easement.
And no
No
need for the
water.
water line, you know.
No water. Just straight up second.
And the additional is how many acres is that?
There's 12.5 total. The only thing is, I'm not sure.
That's about
Can't tell you.
6.1, according to agreement.
Okay.
So it would be a little more than half would be.
There is a building up there, there is a well, that's usable. There's a building, it's a little barn that the horses go in, and should probably, because, you know, you wouldn't want to keep that. The corrals I keep,
Sure.
but,
We have, just
yeah, right.
What I would suggest, recommend to the council is you go back into executive session so that you can discuss, A, whether you want to buy the entire parcel. If you do, the price, you've heard Jim's offer. If you want to discuss proposal A, as I call it, that was outlined, then discuss the issue of the easement that Jim's asking for in this water line, so everyone's clear. And a price, or a counter offer, whatever you want to call it, and then we'll come back out, and then you can direct me to make a call to him, or Adam, you can make a call, and we'll see if we get something done.
Sounds good.
Excuse me. One other thing I didn't say, and I meant to say as far as the water line, I would do a time frame on that. If I don't do something in 5 years, it expires,
Okay.
No.
you know. And I'll go definitely, probably in 3, but,
Okay.
sorry.
Just so you
Anything
know, if
else
you
that
forgot
we had
something,
talked- well-
it doesn't, until we get ink,
Right,
or
right. But anything else that we had talked about that I have?
I think that pretty much
say,
covers. I can't think of anything else that was discussed.
and I can't either.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks,
We'll
Jim.
get back-
Be in
we'll
touch.
get back to you.
I think I'm gonna go ahead and go, because if you're half hour or whatever, that cell phone you can reach me at.
All right,
Go tomorrow.
we'll be in touch.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
I'll